Alrighty guys, welcome back to Cobra Vids. I did a video on my sub panel for my garage, and a couple very good YouTubers out there commented that I did something wrong. And first I was not understanding what they were saying, but then I did a little bit of research and I found out what they were saying was true and that I screwed up. And what I did was I bonded my ground wires with my common, and that is acceptable at the location where the main shutoff is located. You can do that, but on a sub panel it has to be separated. And so what I've done is I have this line right here going down to this box that starts to run that way. I went ahead and replaced this line here so I could have a longer copper. And we're going to install a bus bar here. I think I might have got the right size. If not, I'll have to drill some holes and then mount them in there. And we've extended these wires here. I got a mosquito flying around. We've extended these ground wires here, and we're going to have them come down here and tap into the bus bar. We're going to bring in the new ground wire. We've got a 6-gauge ground wire. I always go overboard, okay? So we got a 6-gauge ground wire that we're going to bring into this box, and we're going to take it out to our grounding rod. Here's our grounding rod. From what I've seen, I checked NEC, and they're talking about 2 feet away from foundations, and then they added in there to avoid hitting the foundation. Now, I've seen other houses I've owned, the ground wire has been right outside, actually where the box is like mounted here, and the ground wire has been there, or the ground rod has been there. I did use rebar. It is acceptable. I've checked NEC. It is acceptable to use rebar as your grounding rod. So we've got that in there. That is a 10-foot pole, so you can see that we've got 8 feet in the ground, 2 feet still sticking up. We're going to cut it down just to where it gets about that much off the ground. We're going to put our little saddle clamp on there, clamp that down, and we're going to bring our wire out the base here. We're going to run it out here and then over to we're probably going to run it down and over to the grounding rod. All right, guys, so see how I got this in here. Now, here is my grounding bus bar mounted into the panel. It was a perfect fit for those threaded holes that was in the case. It's almost like that was meant to be there. Right, guys? So we still got the common over here. We've only got 3 runs right now coming out of this box. So we got plenty to add. We got equal amount of grounds to add so that we can fill this box if we ever need to. I don't see us needing more of these because we've got our exterior, interior lighting, and then we got this 30 amp right here for my 220. So we got that covered for a future add-on for the 220. But all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing organized up here. All right, guys, so now that we got this mounted, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my new grounding wire, my 6-gauge grounding wire going to the grounding rod. And I'm going to mount the grounding wire right about the middle, and then I'll just move outward as I install the grounding wires. And now you may have caught this up here because I had it wired up wrong. I did extend these. We gave a super tight twist, and then we put some caps on here. That is code. I did check. NEC says that I can extend wires because this is like a junction box, and you can splice wires in a junction box. So that's all approved. That is within code, and that's what we want. We want to stay within code, and the best way to do that is to listen to people that know better than you. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I hope if the guys that commented on this before, I hope you're watching and you give another comment to tell me how I did on the repair to this, because I think I did pretty good. But I'll let you be the judge. All right, so I'm going to get these connected. We'll come back real quick, and then we'll start running the main ground wire. Alrighty guys, well here we are. We've got all of our ground wires into the grounding bus bar right here. So what do you think? Look good? Look good? Where they should be? All right. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pop one of these holes here. Probably use this one here, and we'll bring it up into here, and we'll attach it into here. And one thing I did was I brought the ground wires to the back side of this instead of here, just to keep it away from these wires. Okay, so we're going to pop that out, get an insulator in there, and then we'll run that copper wire. Here's what I was saying. I don't know if you can make this out, but this tag on here says that it is approved for rebar 3/8, suitable for direct burial in earth and concrete. And eventually this might be buried in concrete, but it might not. Either way, it is approved for what I am using it for. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it, guys. We got our ground wire installed. We got it clamped down to the studs. We got it going out the bottom of the wall over to our clamp. This guy right here coming in, I'm not going to plug it up yet. Until then, that's going to pretty much wrap it up. We got the sub panel installed. I'm going to go kick the power on. We'll give everything a test to make sure that we've got power running, and then maybe we'll get an outlet installed so that we can have at least this lower outlet. I'm not ready to really start wiring in because I don't have insulation and drywall up. But as soon as I do, I'm going to be wiring up all the boxes. But I need some power inside the house, or inside the garage, so I might go ahead and wire up this one, but not continue it, just so that this one here can be running with power, so that I can stop running a darn extension cord into my garage. Alrighty, well, let's get the power turned on and give ourselves a test. Alrighty guys, I'm going to try to do this to where you could see. I'll tell you what the reading is. This, and to the common, what do I get? I get 121.5. The other, I get 121.6. And we put them together. We put the main feeds together. Gives us 243.4. So power's coming in. Now, did my earth ground that I drove the rod in, is it going to make connection to the ground? Well, let's find out. So we place our positive lead on one of the lines coming in from the box, and then let's touch it to the ground. Look at that, we got 121.5 volts. So that means that my ground wire is definitely making contact with the ground. So that's good. That means my rod is long enough. It's making good contact with the soil, and I'm actually getting 120 volts using the ground wire. Alrighty guys, well, that's going to wrap it up for sub panel. I'm going to put the cover back on so that I can be safe out here, and eventually we'll have drywall up here, so we'll have to pull it off for that anyway. I left a little bit of room out here for the drywall so that when the panel cover's on, it's flush and it looks nice. Alrighty, that's going to wrap it up. I will release you down to the comments so you can tell me what I did right or did wrong or whatever. Any suggestions I'll be willing to consider. Just give me a little information on what you're saying so that it helps me determine what's going on. My only question is, and I got to do a little bit of research about it, is this ground wire coming from my run from the main box, is that one going to go to this bar and be connected to the ground bus bar in the main panel? That's going to be an interesting one to figure out. But alrighty, guys, until next time, I hope you guys enjoy all my videos. We put them up for your enjoyment and to share what we're doing on our property. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay free, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.